Vítajte, milí diváci, ďalšieho dielu z vynikajúcej hry Hogwarts Legacy. Budeme pokračovať ďalej.
Oh, good. We haven't missed the sorting ceremony. I'm no expert, but that seems more appropriate. Now, I need to study this locket as soon as I can, but first I must contact the Ministry. They need to know what happened to George and be warned of Ranrock. For the moment, I ask that you keep all that's happened this evening between you and me.
Of course, sir.
Thank you. Ready for the sorting ceremony?
Sme pripravení na sorting ceremony, milí diváci, fajnoví. Samozrejme, asi prichádzame absolútne poslední na túto ceremóniu. Ostatní už papajú dávno.
Phineas, Nigellus, Black. Prepare yourself to meet the headmaster.
To znie nebezpečne, kámo.
Fig, nice of you to join us. The sorting ceremony's over.
There were complications.
Complications?
It seems the goblin problem has...
Enough. Goblins. I've no time for rumors, Fig, and I'm rapidly losing whatever patience I had left. If you're lucky, we might still be able to get you sorted this evening.
I'll be in touch.
Tak som zvedavý, či sa podarí si vybrať fakultu, či ako sa to volá, milí diváci, či by zostal vôbec na výber. Možno budem sa musieť pridať iba k jednej. Zo všetkých možností. Uvidíme. Oh my god.
Professor Weasley, we've one more to be sorted.
Welcome. You're just in time. Have a seat.
Ďakujem veľmi pekne, to je milé od vás. Takže klobúk mi teraz vyberie moju cestu, teda mi to povie, čo si mám vybrať. Možno tu bude nejaký test osobnosti a podľa toho si to vyberieme.
Yes. A bit older than the others, aren't you?
Tak ty si ale nestoudatý, kámo.
You come here with preferences and preconceptions. Certain expectations.
Takto sa správať k žene, že ty si troška staršia ako ostatní však, že? A ešte to hovoriť pred všetkými, tak to je veľmi zlé. By som povedal chovanie. Dáme ešte, nemôžem sa dočkať až zasnem zo studiem, pretože ja by som si chcel vybrať Hufflepuff.
Looking forward to meeting my professors and learning all I can at Hogwarts.
Indeed. Hogwarts has much to offer a dedicated student. And what you learn in class will prepare you for challenges outside the classroom as well. I wonder... I detect something in you. A certain sense of... What is it?
Úžasné, takže to bude trvať do rána. Ja dám, že zvedavosť asi. Ako vernosť mám najradšej z týchto možností. Popravde. Dobre, dáme vernosť.
A sense of loyalty? I believe myself to be a true friend. I know I value that trait in others.
You do not give up easily, do you? You are undaunted by challenges that lie ahead. And your loyalty to a friend delayed your arrival here.
Ten mi vidí priamo do mozku, kámo.
Perhaps you belong in Hufflepuff.
Áno, presne to som chcel. Presne som chcel Hufflepuff, milí diváci. A, aj čiernu obrazovku mám rád.
Better be Hufflepuff.
To sa hen tak prekladá. Mrzí mor, to mi ani nehovor. To je nejaká chyba, nie? Ešte ma aj odvlešila. Takéto veci sa dejú v tejto škole.
Oh, and one more thing. Due to the unfortunate injury on the pitch in last spring's final, this year's Quidditch season has been cancelled.
Čože? Tak to nemôžu zrušiť.
Enough! It's not as though I've banned flying altogether. But don't tempt me. You are here to focus on your academic futures. I'm sure you will have plenty to do before classes begin tomorrow. I said, I'm sure you all have plenty to do before classes begin tomorrow.
Aha! To znamená, že máme ísť preč.
Quite an entrance. It's lovely to meet you. I'm...
Professor Weasley, would you be so kind as to show our new student to their common room?
I shall see to it, sir.
Takže takto so mnou už zachádzajú.
I'm Professor Weasley. Pleased to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well, Professor.
As Deputy Headmistress, it is my distinct honor to show you to your common room.
Ďakujem, to je milé. Tu normálne sú na mňa milí všetci. To sa mi páči. Možno tu budem bývať navždy.
It's quite uncommon for a student to begin as a fifth year. Might be a bit of work, but I'm sure that's never stopped you before.
Aj ma priviedla, aby sme si dali vínko spolu.
Now, here we are at the entrance to the Hufflepuff common room.
Aha!
This is the entrance.
Indeed. I will explain what to do, but I hesitate to do it myself as one errant knock leads to being doused in vinegar. Most unpleasant. You must tap the barrel, 2 from the bottom, middle of the second row, in the rhythm of Helga Hufflepuff.
Čo? Tak to nezvládnem, kámo. Obleje ma vinegár, kámo. Ocot. Počkaj, to nebudem musieť robiť? Aha! Nebudem to musieť robiť, tak to je super.
Well done. Now go on in and get some sleep. You have a big day ahead of you tomorrow. I shall be back in the morning to collect you for your first class.
Thank
Kámo.
you, Professor Weasley.
Moja škola vyznie najlepšie. Hufflepuff, to nemyslíš vážne.
Sleep well.
Bavím sa, že moc spať nebudeme, pretože hneď budeme mať nejakú zaujímavú misiu. Aha. Tak budeme mať kopec vtákov na maximálny zvukový stupeň, že mi to až ide odpáliť hlavu. To sme mali prečo? Tých vtákov? Akože, aby ma boleli uši?
Looks like everyone's gone. Better head to the common room.
Juhu, konečne hráme, konečne sa hýbeme, konečne tu môžeme prehľadávať. Koľko tu máme postelí? Toto by mala byť naša postel? Čo je toto? Cukrík. To sú... Aha, to sú cukríky, ktoré robia rôzne veci, lebo boli aj také cukríky, čo robili rôzne chute. Že si mal napríklad, ja neviem, šunkový chleba bez šunky, alebo, ja neviem, napríklad nejakého šablozubého tigra. Príchuť šablozubého tigra znie celkom dobre. Dobre, čo máme robiť? Nájdi spoločenskú místnosť a máme tu posteli 1, 2, 3, 4. Dobre, 4 sme tu. Nice. Ideme von? Tu čo je? Ono je karatistka, videli ste to? Normálne, že hejja! Hoho! Fázery! Ja neviem zničiť ani kaktus? Nejako som zoslabla. Pred chvíľkou som bojovala s veľmi nebezpečnými týmito nejakými sochami kamennými a teraz neviem ani s kaktusom sa porátať. OK, troška zrýchlime, pretože nechceme zdržovať a ideme nájsť spoločenskú miestnosť. Ahojte, milí spolužiaci! Je to ten jeden, čo je vlastne Albín? Ten neviem, jak sa volá. Počkaj, tu máme sa porozprávať s tamtým, to bude vedúcej koleje. Musíme sa viacerým predstaviť, OK? Čauko, kamoško, ja som Arthur Plumy. Teda, ja som...
I can't quite reach.
Mačička fajnová.
You went that way. Hope they can catch him. Big castle for a student to get lost in, let alone a cat. I'm sure you'll find your way all right. I mean, it can be a bit overwhelming at first. I still get lost sometimes. Welcome to Hufflepuff, by the way. Really glad to have you in our house. I'm Arthur.
Thank you. Nice to meet you. Was that your cat?
No, one of the first years, I think. Don't have any pets of my own, unfortunately. My mother doesn't think too highly of them, especially magical ones.
No, akože... Mne vôbec nevadí, že ťa daboval Chipmunk, ale... Dáme, že myslím si, že kouzlená zvířata jsou
I'm
neuvěřitelná.
sorry to hear that. I think magical beasts are rather incredible.
Best thing about coming to Hogwarts. Nifflers, glumbumbles, bowtruckles. I thought they were only pictures in books before. Well, Dad did bring home a puffskein once. Mum was furious. Anyway, I better go make sure the first years caught that cat. Don't want them to be late on their first day.
Kámo, ani slovo som mu nerozumel. Dáme, že hodně štěstí.
Nice meeting you, Arthur. And good luck finding that cat.
Thank you. Try not to get lost in the castle yourself.
Na čo si čarodejník? Mal si na ňu použiť kúzlo, aby sa vznášala vo vzduchu a bola by to pohodička. Lenže my tu použijeme Refélio, milí diváci, a nájdeme tajné miestnosti, ktoré nás zavedú na absolútny koniec príbehu. Pretože, samozrejme, ja som robil exploitáciu a hneď potom to máme ukončenú celú hru. Sleduj. Aha, vidíte? Teraz treba sem urobiť toto a už si to prešiel. Dobre, musíme nájsť ešte Adeline. Tam je asi. Tá sa hrá s tou veľkou panisovou. Nie, počkaj, to je Lenora. Nevadí, vyperieme to aj v Lenore. Dobrý deň.
Oh, hello.
Jak sa darí?
She's awfully regal, isn't she?
Is that your owl?
I don't know who she is. Likely one of the Hufflepuffs around here. Owls choose their own company anyway. Wait, you're the new 5th year. Quite the dramatic entrance you made. Can't imagine wanting to call attention to yourself. Especially since everyone will be watching to see how much you already know.
Nebojím sa.
I'm really not worried. I'm sure I'll be fine.
Nevertheless, it is rather unusual. You must feel terribly out of place. Of course, presumably, as a hard-working Hufflepuff, you'll prove yourself in no time. I'm hard-working too, as you might suspect. But sometimes I think I should have been a Ravenclaw. I've rather a searing wit. At least people have always told me so. I'm Lenora, by the way. Lenora Everly. Well, mustn't keep you. You've such a lot to do.
Do you really think you should have been in Ravenclaw?
Well, my brothers were. They both work in the ministry now. I suppose you could say that wit runs in the family. My aunt was a Gryffindor, though, and I've always had plenty in common with her. Determination, valor, daring. The old sorting hat was spoiled for choice with me.
Rada vás poznávam, takže ty si také akože... Mala si viacero možností, kam si sa mohla pridať.
It was nice meeting you, Lenora.
Of course. Adieu.
A ten klobúk sa ma pýtal na 2 veci, iba to je strašne málo. Dobre, musíme nájsť posledného človeka a tam je pani Adelaida. Čo hľadáš? Stratil si Pokémonov? OK. Tu máme F-ko. To som úplne nechcel, ale... Vidím, že som to až zdematerializoval, takže je to v poriadku.
Oh, Uncle, this doesn't sound like you. Something's wrong. Oh, hello there. You're the new Hufflepuff, yes? I'm Adelaide. Pleasure to meet you. Nice to meet you too. Is everything all right? Oh, yes. I'm just a bit distracted. Letter from my uncle. So tell me, I've been hearing all sorts of rumors. Were you really nearly gobbled up by a dragon? That one is true. Not the typical start to a new school. That's dreadful. Well, I'm glad you made it here alive. Well, anyway, I imagine you have lots to do. I hope you have a wonderful first day. Are you sure everything is all right with your uncle?
Musíme byť takto viacej veci sa musíme
He
pýtať.
travels for work, always busy. I'm sure he just wrote it in a rush. Nothing to worry about. Thank you, Adelaide. Be seeing you. Of course.
Uvidíme sa neskôr, papa. Ďakujem za rozhovor. To
Is
bol...
the new Hufflepuff out of bed yet? Professor Weasley's waiting for them outside the common room.
Takže profesorka na mňa čaká. Určite ideme bojovať proti ďalšiemu nebezpečnému drakovi, alebo proti tým ďalším sochám. Som tu.
Good morning. I trust you're ready for your first day at Hogwarts?
I've been dreaming of this day for a long time. Can't believe I'm here.
Well, you are here. Make the most of it. You only have one first day at Hogwarts. Now, in light of your unique situation, joining us as a 5th year, you'll need to catch up with your classmates and not fall behind. Especially as you'll be expected to complete your OWLs at the end of the year.
OWLs? Owls?
Yes, your ordinary wizarding level exams. They will determine what type of career you can have when you leave here. After much discussion with the headmaster and the Department of Magical Education at the Ministry, we've devised something extraordinary to ensure your success.
Takže mám protekciu, kámo.
Here you are.
Iha? Kniha s veľkým H v strede. To je nejaký wallpaper pre môj kanál. Čo sa to tu deje?
What is it?
It is a wizard's field guide. It will help you to keep track of what you are learning so that you master all that's expected of a 5th year. You would be wise to take full advantage of this exceptionally valuable resource.
Schovala som si to do tohto. Do rukávu.
Thank you, Professor, but what do you mean it will keep track of what I'm learning?
Perhaps seeing it in action will answer any questions you may have. Walk with me and we shall put it to the test.
Kámo, to bude jak v Exceli tá spinka. Tak mi to bude radiť. No poďme na to, pani učiteľko.
This way.
Čo to deje? Nejaké divné zvuky.
The guide will give you opportunities to practice your magic and educate yourself about wizarding lore.
Takže takto to bude fungovať.
I certainly would have appreciated something like the field guide when I was a student. Using the guide will also train you to be alert to your surroundings.
To je zaujímavé.
Simply cast Revelio on it, and we'll see what the guide says.
Akože na to jablko?
Revelio.
Kniha receptů domácich skřítku. Nice, milí diváci. Neviem, čo to znamená, ale dostali sme 80 XPčok k tomu, že smerujeme do 2. levelu. Neviem, koľko levelov potrebujeme vlastne. Zde sa zobrazuje váš postupný plnený výzev. Zespíraj stránky príručky Čara kouzel v Bratavicích. Máme 1 z 2. Výborne, milí diváci. A dali sme takisto escape. A teraz čo? Čo mám robiť? Bum. Aha, máme 1%. Tak to nám moc nepomáha. Aj tu máme na to kliknúť. Takže celkový pokrok. Tu máme 1 stránku. Dobre. Odejď z príručky Čara kouzel, escape. Výborne. Tak tu celkom sa nám darí.
Keep your eyes open for more opportunities like that, inside and outside of the castle.
Jak skriem tú knihu? Tečke, čo? To sú všetky moje kúzla. Ja si ich tu môžem ukladať. Pripravte sa, budem všemocný mrakomor Heesovinka fajnová. Neviem, čo mám robiť. Asi nič, lebo mám len 1 spell, takže... Aha, knižka už zmizla, nice. Dobre, tu sa môžem niečo naučiť. Revelio! No jasné.
Good timing. Perfect opportunity to show you how to use flue flames to get around a bit quicker.
Latexové plameny, kámo?
Contains a map of the castle. Open it up and find Central Hall.
Kde sa tu natáča 50 odstínov? To asi nemôžem hovoriť, lebo je to hra pre deti. Aha. Dobre, no. Letaxové plameny. OK, takže tu máme veľký sál, takže tam ich nájdeme, chápem. Aha. Čiže na viacerých miestach ich viem nájsť. Kebyže chcem, náhodou. OK. Vôbec neviem, čo to znamená, ale... Prístavba knihovny. OK, pomoci AD, otočte mapu a rýchle cestujte... Počkaj, akože ja sa presmerujem na druhé miesto pomocou tohto. Neviem, či som to správne pochopil, bohužiaľ.
And here we are. Quite the time saver. These stairs lead directly to Central Hall.
Jej, to vyzerá veľmi pekne, kámo.
You can get almost anywhere in the castle quickly from Central Hall.
Takže máme takože rýchle cestovanie, to sa mi páči.
Something happening here. It's the heart of the hive. Our King's Cross station, so to speak.
OK.
That should be all for now. You'll be expected to attend both Charms and Defense Against the Dark Arts classes today. And I'd like to be sure you get to Hogsmeade as soon as possible to replace the supplies you lost on the way here.
What will I learn in Charms class?
Exactly what you might expect. Spells, charms, jinxes, all terribly useful. I think you will enjoy Professor Ronan. He's a clever and entertaining wizard, and a talented teacher.
Mhm.
Can you tell me more about the Defense Against the Dark Arts?
Troška to tu poklikáme, nech
Defense
vieme.
Against the Dark Arts, as the name implies, focuses on how to defend oneself against the evils that lurk beyond these walls. A mastery of Defense Against the Dark Arts is required for those who aspire to become auras. Fortunately, we are lucky to have the ever-gifted Professor Hecat in charge of our students' education in that regard.
You mentioned Hogsmeade, Professor.
Hogsmeade is the only all-wizarding village in Britain and is home to an array of shops and pubs. You should be able to find all of the school supplies you require in Hogsmeade.
Mám aj
You
nejaké
will
peniaze?
also, I
Alebo čo?
imagine, enjoy many a butterbeer there with friends in due course.
Ďakujem, pane profesorko.
Thank you, Professor Weasley.
A lot to absorb on your first day, and you have much to learn. Happily, your professors have agreed to create additional assignments for you outside of class. You'll be up to speed in no time. Judging by your adept use of Revelio earlier, I'd say Professor Fig succeeded in at least showing you the basics.
He did, Professor.
He's been terribly vague as to the events preceding your arrival, specifically about what happened after that awful dragon attack. My suspicion is that there's more to the story than a search for belongings and an extended trip up to the castle.
Ja mám byť o tom ticho, ale zase... Rozumieš ma, ja nemám klamať. Takže...
I'm sorry, Professor, but I'm afraid that's all there is to it.
Almost precisely what Professor Fig said.
Takto to nemá fungovať, chápeš?
Professor Fig, your ears must have been burning.
Oh?
Yes. You seem to have provided our new fifth year with a solid foundation in the basics of spellcasting.
Ah, I'm afraid I can't take all the credit there, Professor. They've a rare aptitude for magic, it seems.
Well, I'm just glad you both arrived in one piece. Perfectly good boats and carriages to Hogwarts, and you chose to fly in the path of a dragon.
I wouldn't say I chose the dragon's path, Professor. Rather unfortunately, it would seem that it chose us.
Very well. Enough chit-chat. I need to get to class myself. Might I rely on you, Professor Fig, to explain the details of the field guide's map?
Of course.
Thank you.
No ale tu sa nám dejú veci, milí diváci.
And remember to use your field guide. It will be invaluable to you. And invaluable to me, as I'll be using it to keep up to date on your progress.
Yes, Professor.
Come and find me in my classroom after you've attended both classes today, and I'll explain more about those assignments I mentioned. And we'll see if we can't get you to Hogsmeade for those supplies.
To je ale milé. Dobre, milí diváci, dúfam, že sa vám ďalší diel z vynikajúcej hry Hogwarts Legacy páčil. Vybrali sme si dnes striedu a je to tu celkom zaujímavé zatiaľ. Takže, milí diváci, ďakujem veľmi pekne za vašu vynikajúcu pozornosť a samozrejme prajem vám pekný deň. Hopa, tuším som tu robil ako trbelec.